Hi guys, welcome back. So in today's video, as you can tell, I am doing my first Valentine's Day makeup look. And with this one, I decided to go a little bit more softer and feminine with it versus anything like typical Valentine's Day, dramatic, sultry, smoky type of look. I wanted to go very soft and feminine, something that I would personally do myself. But as far as doing anything, I never do anything for Valentine's Day. Typically, John and I will just stay home and we'll either cook a nice dinner or he'll get me flowers. Even if we don't cook a nice dinner, we'll just hang out at home and watch TV like any other normal night. I don't go out to dinner or anything like that, so we don't really do anything special, which is fine by me. It doesn't really matter to me any. So yeah, and then today I have this really pretty necklace on, festive for this video, but as you can tell, it's like a really pretty like dangly necklace and it says love. I love this necklace and I've been actually wearing it like every single day since I got it, so it's super cute. But so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this makeup tutorial and let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so first things first is that I'm just going to moisturize my lips with my Holy Grail Lash lip sleeping mask right here, and I'm just going to, I do this like every time I do my makeup, so I'm just going to apply that. And then I am going to be using a couple of different products that I haven't like either used yet myself or I like haven't featured on my channel yet, because I always feel like I get stuck in like a rut, which I feel like most people do as far as like the makeup that we use, and I don't really want to get in a rut and use like the same repetitive stuff over and over again here like when I film stuff, because I want to use like new things and like show you new things, so then it kind of gets like a little bit more exciting and like the things that I use and not like so like boring and repetitive all the time. So first things first is that I'm going to prime my face, and I'm first going to use this Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer right here. And this is going to be similar to the Smashbox one that I normally use. It's going to be like a smoothing primer, except for their textures are a little bit different. This one is a little bit more silky versus like the Smashbox one is a little bit more like not silicone-y, but kind of like it has that feel to it, so it's a little thicker in texture. So I'm just going to apply this all over the skin. Alright, so then the next product that I'm going to go in with, I haven't used this on my channel yet, but I have been using this outside of filming lately, more so when I don't wear like makeup or like foundation. I've just been putting this on my skin and then put like a little bit of concealer on for spot concealing. But I wanted to try this out and see how it lays under my foundation throughout the day. But I have been using the Josie Maran Argan Moonstone drops right here, and this is just going to be like argan oil infused, but what this is a makeup priming and highlighting oil. So since I'm more combination, I wouldn't use this during the summertime because I feel like it'd be like a little too much, but since it's winter time here in Ohio and it's very cold and like it's literally like negative like 10 degrees out right now and probably feels like negative 30 or less. It's very, very dry. So I wanted to give this a try and see how I like it under my foundation, because I have been liking it on my skin just like by itself. So we'll see how it goes throughout the day, and then maybe, you know, if it doesn't make me too shiny or look too shiny, then I'll implement it into my routine a little bit more. So next I'm going to be using my NYX Green color correcting concealer just to spot conceal any like redness or anything that we have going on. So I'm just going to place that directly on my areas of concern for the current moment. And then I'm just going to gently blend it out with my finger. Now, if you guys are interested, I know if you watched my last video that I posted, and if you haven't, I'll link that down below. But that was essentially just about like how to find your undertones for foundation and how to find like your perfect foundation as far as like textures, finishes, etc. If you'd be interested, I can also do like a concealer one as well, as far as like talking about like color correcting and all of that, and just like how to, you know, match the concealer and how, you know, how to determine like what type of concealer to use. So I mean, I can make a video like that too if you're interested, because I feel like color correcting is like one of those things where like unless you're like more experienced at makeup, I guess, then you may know how to color correct, or you may know a little bit more about it. But I feel like the average day-to-day person may not necessarily know a lot about color correcting. So I mean, I can make a video on that too if you'd be interested, so just let me know. All right, and then I'm gonna go in with just a concealer that matches my skin tone, and then just put that on top of that green color corrector just so it doesn't shine through at all. And then I'll just dab that in with my finger as well. And then next I'm just going to take a little bit of a translucent powder and then just gently dust that over that concealer, just so when I put my foundation on, it doesn't move it around and disturb the concealer. So side note, isn't this the cutest mug? It has like really pretty like flower details in the lettering. And I really love this like handle right here. It's like a metallic gold. I got it at Target. So I'll list this down below too, because I got this for my mom. I believe I got it for her just randomly. I don't think I got it for her for Mother's Day. I don't remember. But I just got it for her randomly because she loves mugs. And then around Christmas time, I got it for John's sister and his sister-in-law and his mom. And I'm pretty sure they like them. But I got them like in their, obviously like their lettering too. But I think it's so cute and it holds like such a good amount. So if you love tea, you'll have like plenty of tea to drink. Or if you love coffee, which that's what I have right now, it holds like a really nice amount. And it's like not that expensive. It's like less than $6, I believe, or maybe like $5, like 99. But I think it's super cute. Like Target everything. And if you're not obsessed with Target, then we can't be friends. I'm sorry. Okay, so then for my foundation today, I'm going to be using something different than what I have used previously, and it is going to be this Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation right here. Now, I did mention this in my last video that I posted, if you watched that, and I just mentioned it because, you know, it's like a different like texture or like a different like formula as far as like liquids, powders, pressed powders, etc. So this one, it's super quick and easy to use. It's not messy at all. And if you didn't watch my last one, like I said, I'll post it down below. But this foundation is going to be a full coverage and it is going to be a satin finish foundation. So really anybody can wear it, but since I am more combination in my T-zone, I get oilier, I'll definitely make sure that I set with like the powders like I normally do. But with a stick, if you haven't used one before, you can just stripe it on the skin like that. And then take your brush or your sponge, whichever you use, and then you'll just buff it and like work it into the skin. Now I am not necessarily like patting like I would like with a liquid foundation. Since this is more of like a stick, I'm kind of dragging it in a way too, like patting and dragging at the same time, just so I can move it around. But this foundation is very popular. I feel like it's really pretty. They did come out with a liquid one recently too, which I would love to try for myself. Now on Sephora's website, I looked at the reviews and the reviews were terrible. Like people said that it, you know, made them look dry or that it caked up on them. So that is a little disappointing. I feel like it was only rated like 2-star, 2.5, 3-star. So not good at all. But I would love to try it for myself and see how I like it, because I really like this one. So if their liquid one is a flop, that is going to be very disappointing. Because I don't wear stick foundations often. I always like just, you know, stick to liquids, but I would be very disappointed if it really was trash. Now around my nose area, I am making sure to get it pressed into the skin. Because I feel like around, I mean, my pores are a little bit bigger on my nose anyway. Sorry, I have like a hair or something in my eye. But my pores around my nose are a little bit bigger anyway because I just get oilier there. But I feel like around like this, like the sides of my nose, especially, like if I don't get it like pressed in, like you can see those pores a little bit because the foundation didn't get pressed into it. So around my nose area, I really like to make sure that that foundation is pressed into those pores. And I guess I should probably start mentioning like the color of, you know, product that I'm in, just in case like somebody else is around the same skin tone as me, and then you can have like something to base it off of. But as far as like this Hourglass stick foundation, I use the color Shell. So if I remember, I'm gonna start like mentioning my colors of things that I use, like as far as like my complexion products. Okay, so then once we have that foundation blended out, I'm going to try a different concealer as well. Now I haven't used this on me personally yet. I have used it on, I think, only one person when I was at Sephora, and I thought it seemed a little bit drying, so we'll see how I like it on me. But I'm going to be using the Cover FX Power Play Concealer, and this is like like their Power Play foundation line, which I really like that foundation, especially for the summertime. It is very, very matte, so I love very matte foundations for summer when it's, you know, there's more moisture in the air and I get a little bit oilier. but the applicator is a lot different. It's just like a little round ball like this. So it's really different compared to like other concealers that I have. So we will see how this one goes. I'm debating or not whether if I should mix it with my Josie Maran Vibrancy Concealer. I'll see when I get it blended out, I think. But I'm using the shade N Light 1. So if you remember from my last video, N just stands for neutral. So vocab words. I'm not going to put a lot on. I'm just going to put that much, which for some that's probably a lot, but I don't know. I don't remember how full coverage this concealer is. Drag it over my eyes like normal. All right, so let me get my mirror and kind of like look up close. Okay, so that's not bad. It doesn't look drying at all. I feel like it doesn't look as mattifying and drying as like the Tarte Shape Tape that I normally use. So I'm not going to mix it with my Josie Maran just to see like how it wears by itself throughout the day. But so far, I mean, it looks good. So I'd be curious to see how it is with the Power Play foundation, because like I said, the Power Play foundation is very matte. So if you get combination dry during the winter time, I would not recommend it because it is so matte, but it is such a good foundation. I've had so many compliments whenever I've worn it, and people will just compliment my skin and say that my skin looks so smooth and perfect, and it's like, it's this foundation, which it does really smooth. So I always recommend that foundation. Like if somebody's like super oily or likes that really matte look, that one is such a good foundation. But no, so far I'm liking this concealer, and I didn't think I liked it that much like when I applied it on somebody else. Okay, so then now I'm gonna go ahead and set that concealer and my face with a translucent powder. So for under my eyes, I'm going to be using this Ben Nye Cameo Luxury Powder, and that's just the shade is Cameo. So just taking my damp Real Techniques sponge, which I'm obsessed with, all over again. I'm just going to press that into the skin. So it feels so weird doing my makeup right now because, to be honest, like I have only worn makeup once in the past week. I've just been doing very natural looks outside of like filming, and that's mainly because it's like so cold outside and I just don't have, you know, the motivation to really do it, which that always happens to me like in the winter time. It's just so cold. It's like I just don't feel like doing my makeup. And plus I'm not really going anywhere anyway, just because it's like so cold out right now. So it's like, what's the point? But I feel like I want to do a makeup look on my channel that I've been like doing on myself for those days where I don't want to do like a full face of makeup and I don't want to wear a foundation, but I want to have like a little bit of something. So it's like a very natural, no makeup look. Because I feel like other people are like that too, to where, especially like during the summer, like maybe when it's like hotter outside and, you know, maybe you're going to like the pool or like whatever, and you don't want to go completely barefaced and you want a little bit of something because maybe you don't plan on getting your face wet in the pool. So I want to do something like that, and I can do like the exact look that I've been doing on myself, to where it's just very natural, very fresh faced. Okay, and then going in with my MAC times Patrick Star collaboration powder, and I'm going to set the outer perimeters of my face with this. Now, normally I wouldn't go in with a translucent powder all over my entire face, but I have been doing it lately. But if I ever planned on being in, say, like flash photography or anything like that, I probably would steer away from that just because I wouldn't want to get really bad flashback. So that's just something to keep in mind. Like if you're gonna be in flash photography, don't use a translucent powder all over your entire face unless you're gonna come back looking like stark white. So then I'm gonna go ahead and set my eyelids real quick with just any translucent powder is fine. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows off camera because let's be honest, who likes watching people fill in their eyebrows? It's kind of boring. So I will be right back. Okay, so then now that I have my brows done, I look very masculine when I have like my brows all done and then nothing else done on my face. But now I'm gonna go ahead and go in and do my eyes. So for this cute little like feminine Valentine's Day look, I am going to be using the Huda Beauty Nude palette right here. And let me open it up and show you, but this palette is so pretty. Like I went back and forth on whether I wanted to buy it or not, but I broke and I bought it. So I've actually had it for like a couple months now, but look at that. Isn't that so pretty? It's like perfect and just nude, and it's so appropriate for the Valentine's Day season with all of like the pinks in the palette and the purple. So that is what we'll be using today. So for the first color, let me get my fluffy brush. Okay, so then the first shade that we're gonna go in with is going to be with this shade right here. So it is this like really pretty peachy one, and it's in the shade Play. And just taking my fluffy brush from Sigma, I'm going to dip into that and put that into my crease as my transition shade. I'm gonna move my mirror a little bit closer, so sorry if you see, kind of like see my mirror in the down in the corner. And with this color, I'm bringing it all the way from outer corner to inner corner. Okay, so then for the next shade, I'm going to go in with the color Secret, and it is this color right here. And I am going to use the same brush and just layer that on top of the color that we just went in with. I'm keeping most of the pigment like out here on the outer corner, and then once it gets like more off the brush, then I'll kind of like blend it in a little bit into the inner part of the eye. But I mainly want to keep that out here because this inner part of the eye I want to keep very like blank, so it's very feminine and like a doe-eyed type of effect. I'm also bringing that kind of down onto the lid as well, like just on this outer part of the lid, but I want to keep it like once I like kind of like blend it inward a little bit, I want that to stay like just up in the crease area. And then at this point in time, I'm just kind of layering that color up out on the outer portion of the lid. All right, and then going in with just a clean brush with nothing on it, I'm just going to diffuse the edges out a little bit just to get those a little bit more blended. So then once I have that blended out, the next color that I'm going to go in with is Tickle, and it is this like really pretty like pink mauve shade right here because I want to add some pink into the look, so it is appropriate for a feminine Valentine's Day type of look. And taking a Morphe brush, it is my, sorry, I'm adjusting a blanket. I have a blanket on me because I'm freezing right now, but it is my Morphe R37, yeah, 37. And I am going to place that on the outer portion of my eye right here and up into this crease. I'm not gonna drag this color like all the way in. I just wanna keep this out here on this outer corner. So as I get like some of that color off of the brush, I'll also blend it in a little bit towards like the center of the eye, like right on this ball area right here, just to like get that blended out a little bit so it's not like a super like harsh line between like the blank space on the lid and then color. And then going back in with a blank brush with nothing on it, I'll just diffuse those edges again, just so it's nice and smooth. And I'm not like putting a lot of pressure like on my skin with this brush. I'm just putting very light pressure and going kind of like in windshield wiper motions and like little circular motions. And I feel like I want to build the color up a little more, which I have been doing that, but I just figured I'd get it like blended out first and then go in and add some more. So let me add a little bit more of that pink color, because I want it to be really vibrant on this outer corner, just because I'm not gonna go in with really any color on this inner corner. I'm gonna keep that pretty fresh. All right, and then you can totally go back in with that first color, like the color Play, that peachier one, and dip into a little bit of that and lightly go over the edges a little bit, because then I'll add a little bit more of that like peachy like warmth shade into the like the upper crease area. but then it'll also help blend out those edges a little bit too. And I'm putting very, very light pressure on those edges, and I went in with the smallest amount of that play shadow. Okay, so then once we have that all blended out, then I'm going to take a smaller, more precise brush like this, and then I am going to go in with the color Raw. So it is this color right here. So it's a little bit of like a brownish color with like a little bit of a pink undertone, I feel like, to it. So I'm going to place this directly on the outer V of my eye, just to add a little bit of depth out there, and to add a little bit of like a pinky brown color so it's not too pink. Now, if you wanted this to be like really Valentine's Day, then you could go in with like a really dark, like purple, like for instance, like in this palette, there's that Love Bite color right here. Hang on, let me switch this around. Like that one right there. So you can totally go in with that too if you wanted it to be more pinky purple. I'm just not going for that look today. So, I mean, you can do like whatever whatever you like, or, whatever is inspiring you. And I forgot to mention, when I say outer V of the eye, in case you don't know, I mean like, let me zoom you in a little bit, hang on. So I literally mean like from right in here and then right in here. So you're literally making like a little V shape on the very outer corner of your eye. And then taking a blank brush, I'm just gonna run over that as well, just to blend out those edges a little bit. And then same thing with the like the lid area. I'm going to take that blank brush and diffuse that a little bit as well, so it's not like a harsh line. Okay, so then once I got that all blended out, I'm gonna go and move to my lower lash line, because I'm not personally going to put any shadow in here. Now, I like to do this even with like browns as well, to where I'll just like make the color stand out here, and then I won't put anything in the inner corner of the eye. But I'll sometimes also go in with like a whitish color eyeshadow too, and kind of blend that together. So if you want to put like a whiter eyeshadow out there, you could. Like, you could totally go in with this bare one right here, and then you could put that from this part of your eye and like bring it down, and then just kind of like blend those colors together. But I'm not going to do that today, just because the last time I did this look, I didn't do that, and I liked how it looked. So for the lower lash line, I am going to grab my Sigma brush right here, and I'm going to go in with that play shadow, like which was the very first one that we used in our transition shade, and I'm just going to put that along the lower lash line as kind of like as a transition shade underneath of there, like on the top. And I'm going to bring that from outer to inner. And then the next shade that I'll go in with is the color Secret. So that was the second color that we went in with, which was just like that brownish colored one right here. And with the same brush, I'm just going to take that, and then I am going to, let's see, I'm trying to remember what I did. I don't think I brought it all the way in. I'm gonna bring it in halfway and see what that looks like. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop it halfway, because I don't want my lower lash line to get too smoky, because I don't want that type of look. I want it to be more of like a softer, feminine type of look without it being too smoky. So I'll just bring that in halfway and then stop it there. So then the next color, I'm just going to take that exact same brush, and then I'm going to go in with that Tickle shade, which was that really pretty like pinkish mauve shade. And I'm just going to dip into that a little tiny bit, basically with like the tip of the brush. And I'm going to run that lightly on top of that color that we just placed down. And then next, with my flat definer brush, I'm going to take that Raw shade, which was the darkest shade, and I'm going to dip into that. So like I said, flat definer brush, and then with this, I'm going to place this really close to that lash line right here. And I'm only going to bring that in, not even like halfway. I'm gonna stop it about like a third of the way in. And then I will take my pencil brush, and then I will lightly blend that out a little bit, so then that doesn't create like a harsh, like brownish colored line. And then I'm kind of like dragging it down a little bit, as well as like moving the brush back and forth. So not bringing your colors on your lower lash line like all the way into your inner corner is going to help like create more of like that doe-eyed type of look, like that innocent type of look. And that is definitely the look that we're going for with this. So that is why I'm not going like all the way in like I normally would when I blend colors on that lower lash line. Okay, so then next I'm going to go ahead and highlight my brow bone and my inner corner. And I'm also going to be using something different. It's not from the Huda palette, but I haven't featured this on my channel yet before. But it is the Makeup Forever Starlit Powder in the shade 13. So it is just a loose powder. I can't really tip it, but a loose powder like this. And I am going to take my MAC 242. And with this, you do not need a lot of it. So I'm just going to dip into it and then I'm going to tap off a lot of that excess. And then I'm just going to highlight the high point of my brow bone. Now, normally I would be using my MAC Nylon, but I am using something a little different today. I'll just highlight right in this high point of the brow right here under the arch. I really like the Makeup Forever, like these star lip powders. They have like a bunch of other colors too. They're super pretty. So I highly recommend these. There's like a really pretty rose gold one that they have. So I would love to have more colors with these. And then I'll take my little tiny Morphe, excuse me, my little tiny Morphe brush right here. And then I will dip the brush into a little bit of that product. And then I will just lightly highlight the inner corner of my eye like that. So next I'm going to be adding some liner into my waterline right here, and I'm going to be using my MAC NC15/NW20 pencil, and it's just like a beige color right here. Now this pencil, they did discontinue it, and I'm super sad about it because this is like my daily eyeliner because it's a really pretty beige color. But I'll list like another option down below that has like a similar look to it. But I'm just going to be placing that in my waterline. Now, if you want this to be smokier, you could always use like a dark brown or like a black, or even like a really dark plum colored eyeliner I think would look really pretty as well. So you could always use that instead if you want it to be smokier and then smoke your lower lash line out more. But going in with a color like this is just going to help with brightening up the eyes. You can see it adds like a little bit of something there versus like leaving it blank. It's just going to help brighten up that waterline and almost open up the eyes a little bit more as well. All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara off camera, and I'm just going to be using my NARS Climax mascara, if it'll focus, there we go. And then for my lower lash line, I'll be using my Roller Lash mascara from Benefit. So I will be right back. Okay, so then I have my mascara on. You could totally go ahead and add some false lashes if you prefer. I just never wear them anymore, so I'm not going to. But I can list some really pretty options down below. Like velour lashes have super pretty ones. They're called Wispy Sweet Nothings. Those ones are absolutely beautiful. So really, I feel like anything that has like a wispier, lighter type of look would be really pretty and really flirty with this type of feminine look. So I can list some down below. So then next I'll go ahead and bronze my face. So the same product that I normally use, I'm going to be using my Benefit Hoola bronzer right here, and then I'll just be bronzing. I never contour anymore, so if you want to contour, you can go ahead and do that. It's just whatever you prefer. I just like to bronze. My hair is driving me nuts today. It is that time of the year when my hair gets staticky here and there. And it's just that time to where like my roots are showing through. So I am getting my hair done on Saturday. And I cannot wait because I'm over my hair right now. It definitely needs a cut. Okay, so then now that we bronzed, I'll go ahead and add a little bit of warmth to the center of my face, and with that, I'll just be using my same Marc Jacobs Omega bronzer in the shade Tantastic to do so. Then I'll also add that underneath of my lip. Okay, and then for blush today, I'll be using something different as well. Normally, I like to go in with my NYX Bittersweet, which isn't available anymore, so I should probably stop using it on my channel, but I'm going to go in with this Tarte one, and it is this color right here, and it is in the shade Party. And I say it like that is because there's multiple A's in the word party in the title. So just going in with my blush brush. This one's like a really pretty, it looks more nude in the pan than what it is. I think it has like a little bit more pink to it when you actually put it on. But I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that to my cheeks. Okay, and then for my highlight today, normally I go in with my Becca Champagne Pop because that one is my personal favorite highlight. But today, I'm still going in with the Becca highlight, but I'm going to go in with the shade right here, and it is in the shade Opal. So this one's just like a really pretty, kind of like a taupey color. So this one's still, I feel like, pretty enough to go with the type of look that we're going with. So I'm just gonna put that on the high points of my cheeks. I really like highlighting the tip of my nose. Some people call it the Rudolph nose, but I don't care. I think it's cute, and I really like to highlight my Cupid's bow. So it'll really bring attention to the lips when you highlight your Cupid's bow. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and set my brows with my Benefit Gimme Brow to add a little bit of like an auburn color into them. And I'm just going to lightly run that through, and then I will blend this out a little bit with my spoolie. And then I'm gonna go in with my clear brow gel just to set my brows entirely. Okay, so then lastly is lips. So I'm gonna go in with a nude colored lipstick, and this is Maybelline's Blushing Beige lipstick right here. I love this lipstick so much. And then to stick with the pink tones, I'm going to go in with the Fenty Gloss Bomb right here in the shade Fussy. So I love this pink. It's not anything too pink. It's really nice every day, so you can even wear it by itself as a nice everyday color. And I'm gonna put that right on top. And then I know I said I haven't been using a setting spray, but I did find this in my collection that I forgot that I had, and it's the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea 4-in-1 Setting Mist. So I'm going to try this out, and I'm going to use this and see how I like it to see if it helps, you know, with my makeup lasting a little bit longer. It smells like a spa. That smells good. So then this is the final look, and I am in love with this look. I'm really pleased on how it turned out. Like I said, I have done this look on myself before, but I really do like it. I feel like even without it being Valentine's Day, I feel like it's a nice like everyday look that you can do if you want to add like a little pop of color, which I think is perfect for spring with that coming up. And even during the winter time, since it's so like cold outside, even add like a little pop of color into, you know, those cold days, like a pink or whatever. I think it's super fun. But yeah, I think it's super cute, super feminine, very doe-eyed type of look for Valentine's Day if you don't want anything like too dramatic. But yeah, I really like this look. I hope you enjoyed. And if you're doing anything for Valentine's Day, comment down below. I would love to know if you have, you know, a date that you're going out to dinner with, or if you're just gonna stay at home like me and just cook a nice dinner. So yeah, I will see you in my next one, and have a nice Valentine's Day. Bye guys.